Hi all. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to explain the Volume 1 of Money Heist Season 5. First, this could be the spoilers alert, so if you haven't watched the season yet, I highly recommend watch first the season. The end of the Volume 1 was quite surprising as the lead lady Tokyo dies. The show is the personal narrative story of the Tokyo. So, did she die or just a suspense on the viewers? The questions after the volume on are: what will happen to Tokyo, what will happen to the rest of the team, what will Professor do to save the team, how they pull out the melted gold, how all of them will be out of the reserve bank and live happily after. Tokyo couldn't die on the show when it is on the middle of the final season. The show is running on her personal narration as her life was going on. So, if she dies, then what happens to the show later, who will narrate it? But the way last scene was filmed, she could surely die as she was wearing vest full of grenades, and she exploded it to kill all the special army including Gandia. So, now the suspense is kept by the creators to create the more hype and buzz of the Volume 2. Now all people are desperately waiting for the Volume 2, which can lead to the more vaccination against the coronavirus, as people don't want to die without knowing the end. Just joking. First Nairobi dies on the end of the 4th season, and now Tokyo dies on the end of the Volume 1 of the 5th and final season. The creators want to show that Tokyo also died on the end, but she will not definitely. Because we were shown the life of the Tokyo, that how she was before, how was her life before joining the Professor, and the reason for her to be in the team, and suggested by the Berlin to the Professor to recruit her on their team. Tokyo was a heist survivor from the beginning. She had made many heists with her boyfriend and executed them well. But on her last heist with her boyfriend on the bank cost her boyfriend's life, but she survived and been able not be caught by the police. So, she is the survivor, and she will survive here too. I don't know how the makers will show that, but as per my assumption, the Tokyo will survive, as this is not the way her life meant to be end. No doubt that she is the killer and have killed the guards at the bank while robbing it with her boyfriend. But the reason for the heist at that bank by the Tokyo was to settle down with her boyfriend, even though the way of doing it is negative. She is the negativity of the society and the whole Professor's team. She needs to be died or killed or executed, but sorry, not this way. She needs to be trialed like the normal criminal, where she should have guilt of her past life and what she did, so she needs to be survived this incident. I am desperately waiting for the Volume 2, that how she is going to survive. Furthermore, the rest of the team are more panicked and losing their hopes. They almost surrendered themselves, but the smart thinking of the Lisbon brings them back to the game. While some of the hostages, including favorite Arturo, retaliate and was shot by his ex-girlfriend Stockhold, and she also gave CPR to bring Arturo's pulse back and move out for the medication in the term of deal by Lisbon. Now, Stockholm is on trauma, as she was a normal lady and not the criminal-minded. She has never shot a gun to the innocent, and now she is getting visuals of the Arturo disturbing her mentally. Her disturbance also caused the Tokyo's accident, as if she had gained conscious, she could have told them how to get down before. All the other crews are also moral down, as the Professor was not reachable and no idea on the surviving. Now again we see the Professor ability to bring the negotiator Alicia Sierra bringing on his team, as she was disgraced by the government as a traitor. Professor was captured by Alicia, and due to her pregnancy and baby's birth, she must release the Professor, and in return he saves her baby. Now, Professor is also confused but still trying to manage the heist, but not. The plan is moving here and there but still going as per the Professor's design. What makes this sure is when they are fighting for the survival and on the verge of the collapse and surrender, they didn't stop the melting of the gold. Even when the Tokyo, Manila, and Denver were trapped in the pantry, the gold miners were brought only to open the vault door, and they were never used for the shooting and fighting. When Arturo had escaped and retaliate like the Russians did in saving the Stalin Guard against the army of the Hitler, the miners were never given the gun and brought them to fight for the survival, not even when they have planned for the surrender too. So, we can be sure that the Professor and his entire team will be able to take all the gold and safely pass from the bank too, with the help of the Berlin's son Raphael. Yes, Raphael is the key person for the Professor and the team for safely exit. For the first time in the show, son of Berlin was showed as a cybersecurity engineer. The father and son have already executed the other heist and he will be the main key to pass the entire team. His character was never showed in the entire show, and on the final season, he was shown means he have the important role to play. Otherwise, why they will show him now on the end? But this could be another diversion on the plot too. The makers want us to predict the ending by showing him, and end could be on the other way around too. But we cannot make any guess. As per my assumption, he will be the key player to move the professor and the team with the gold to move out from